It's about time. What's going on?
Rumor report, rumor report. This is the Rumor Report.
Talk to him.
With Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
All right, well, Joe Budden on his podcast spoke about the Megan Thee Stallion versus Tory Lanez issues and Meg Thee Stallion sitting down with Gayle King. Here's what he had to say.
There is a such thing as victim bullying. Example of what I'm saying. Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco's ex-wife. He's in a whole new relationship. He's married. He's whatever he is, he's happy. They happy, she's happy. For years, anytime his name came up, she popped up. It had nothing to do with her, but she popped up and said, hey, he did this. It didn't matter the rehabilitation he'd done. It didn't matter the changes that he's made, the apologies, both public and private. Yo, dog, for the next 7, 8, 9, 10 years, every time I do something positive, you're going to pop up with this victim story. And you are the victim. So I don't take that away. But that's bullying.
All right, take. But he also criticized Meg Thee Stallion for speaking with Gayle King instead of a hip-hop outlet. He said there are too many hip-hop outlets. Go to somebody who understands all of this, is keeping up with all of this, and can provide some type of pushback if you're trying to come off organic. Well, Evelyn Lozada.
I was going to ask you, what did you think about? What did you think about the victim bullying and what he said?
Well, she is a victim, and she's allowed to express whatever she wants to feel. If she feels triggered every time he says something and wants to respond to that, she has every right to do that. What happened, and if that's what she needs to do, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, you're not a bully if you were a victim. If somebody did you wrong, you can speak on it as much as possible.
Yeah, I don't think that's a term. You can't be a victim and a bully if every time something triggers you, you mention it or you talk about it. I don't. But, I mean, hey, I could be wrong.
All right. Well, Evelyn Lozada did respond to what Joe Budden had to say, and here's what she had to say.
If you're going to use your platform to discuss domestic violence or bring up somebody's domestic violence incident, I think that you need to be compassionate about all of the people that this has affected. I think you also need to know and understand that this could be very triggering. If we're going to have these conversations, we need to have real conversations like, how do we heal from this? Use your platform for good, not to make light of something that is very, very serious. I just had to say something because I'm not going to allow someone to control my story and my narrative.
Now, in the Shade Room, Evelyn also posted with that clip, you should have used yourself as an example and kept us the F out of it, FOH. And Joe Budden responded. He said, we were discussing reactive abuse, not seemingly comparing situations. Prayers to everyone involved. And then she said, my life matters, so I spoke up, domestic violence survivor. I'm going to keep screaming to the heavens no matter what another abuser has to say about my past abusive relationship. And then Tahiri also chimed in and said, let's not forget at Joe Budden should the real Tahiri post hers. And Tahiri said, the biggest effing nerves on earth. This is so wrong, so unfair, but yet he still continues having a mic. And then she also addressed Evelyn Lozada on her Instagram as well. She said, I am so sorry. Nobody should ever have to go through this over a repost of Evelyn Lozada's photos. She said, I'm shaking. He fractured my rib and punched me in my face. I don't have pictures, but I'm sure his other exes do. So that definitely started a lot of people having conversations and feeling triggered by those comments. All right, and Playboi Carti, his concert was shut down after fans rushed the stage and broke the barricade while he was only 2 songs in. This was at West Hollywood Smokers Club Festival, and they had to just shut it down. Kid Cudi, 2 Chainz, Wale, Joey Badass, A$AP Rocky, Rico Nasty, Wiz Khalifa, Chief Keef, all on the bill, but not everybody made it through their set time without disturbances. As we told you, Playboi Carti, they had to cut his microphone, and a team member was sent out to address the audience and ask them to calm down so that Playboi Carti could resume his work. They asked them to step back. They said there were no injuries sustained, nobody was arrested, but they said everybody just had to make sure everything was good. And yes, so everybody got to calm down. It did look dangerous.
Did they finish the show?
And some people got to perform, some people didn't. But again, seeing what could potentially happen, making sure there's no injuries, that's the most important thing. They did say Rihanna was back there hanging out and dancing backstage as well, too, during the Smokers Club Festival. All right. Well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report.
All right. Thank you, Miss Yee. Now we got front page news. What we talking about?
Yes, they are trying to find an accused murder suspect, as well as the corrections officer who was last seen with him when they left the local jail. We'll tell you what happened in Alabama.
All right. We'll get into that next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.